Welcome back to the Brew Crew podcast, everyone. This is episode 172, and we're virtual, but don't let that hurt you all, because it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good episode. Do you like that rhyme?
The interesting thing is, like an hour before we hit I left work and we hit the record button. I actually got mad props for JT's intros.
No way.
So, and I made sure I was like, "Are you talking the YouTube or are you talking the actual podcast?" And Emmanuel said, and I can out him, whatever, because he listens, he's a fan. He
Thanks,
goes,
Emmanuel.
I love the YouTube," and I go, "Those are all JT," and I go, "He preps them all in the showers leading up to the podcast."
He loves the YouTube intros.
He loves the intros, your
Oh,
intros.
okay.
That's what he
Yeah.
said.
Oh, okay. I got it. Thank you, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
I
So
do
I thought
work on
that was
them.
good feedback.
Yeah, that is awesome feedback. Most of the time, I have something I'm working with. A
Yeah.
little thing, little nugget. Um, I can't remember. I remember one time I was toying with something for like 3 weeks, and I finally said it, and it totally bombed. Maybe that's what he likes about it, though, is that most of them are terrible.
I didn't make him. I just took the comment at, you never look a gift horse in the mouth,
A gift horse?
Yeah, you never look a gift horse in the mouth.
I don't know what that means. A gift horse? What
You
is that?
never you never look it's a old phrase. You just never look a gift or a freebie. You never question it. You just take it
Mm,
as what it is.
okay, got it.
Uh-huh.
Uh, quick. We did some pre-production, but mostly talked about football because the Super Bowl. One fact for you. I got a
Yeah.
fact for you that I want you to hear. Um, now, I'm gonna preface this fact with a credibility um, clause, I guess, or a footnote.
Yeah.
There are two companies that sell official licensed NFL jerseys,
Yep.
Fanatics and Lids.
Yep.
Now, the fact I'm giving you is from the Lids sales.
Okay.
Okay.
I,
I don't
I'm
know
I'm with you.
where Fanatics is at on this, but I'm pretty sure they have way higher sales than Lids on jerseys.
Yeah.
The number one selling jersey in the state of Wisconsin for 2021 was Justin Fields.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was an interesting fact. Wanted to pass that to you. But that's Lids again. They probably sold like 16 jerseys. Like
uh,
10 of them are
all,
Justin Fields because
all
they're a
the
hat store.
all the people that I know, you could have given me 100 guesses, I wouldn't have guessed that. All the people I know that buy jerseys go directly to the source, and you know what I mean by that.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. That's exactly where I go. I haven't been in a while, but I
Yep.
also haven't worn jerseys in a while. In my ESPN days when I watched not I wasn't on ESPN. I know I seem like really well media practiced, but I'm not.
Yeah.
Uh, Somebody said something once and it infuriated me at the time, and I totally disagreed then, and now I still disagree that jerseys are for kids. No man should wear another man's jersey. I totally
I've
disagree with that, but
I've heard
there's
that.
always that little thing in the back of my head that kind of ruined it for me.
That's like you never wear the band T-shirt
Yeah.
of the band you're gonna go see.
Yeah. I definitely follow that one. But like
Yeah.
I wouldn't stop my kids from doing it.
Yeah.
Because and they actually I told them that when we were on our way to Royal Rumble. I said, "Oh, you don't wear a band shirt to the concert you're going to," because we were talking about going to their first concert, and and my youngest son was like, "What?" Like that? Because to him, in his mind, you always wear the wrestler shirt
Yeah.
to the event. He
Interesting.
didn't
Well, I
couldn't
mean, you
fathom
always
it.
wear a wrestling shirt. I don't know. I know we've talked about it because the where you don't wear the band that you're seeing to the venue comes from my good friend Pete, who's also a huge wrestling fan.
Okay.
So I would have to get his opinion. I'm trying to think of like the pay-per-views I've been to. I don't think I wore a wrestling T-shirt. Or, if it would have been, it would have been something super ironic. But
Mm,
I know my wrestling T-shirt collection has exploded since the last time I've been to a actual event. So
mm. So what if you buy one while you're there? What if you're
that, that,
overcome with excitement?
that's because you've bought it there. That that I think there's no faux pas for.
Okay. I
But
don't remember if I've ever bought and then wore a shirt of a band I was seeing, but certainly when I was in a band and we had shirts, and those
yeah,
shirts, you have to pay for those out of your own pocket. They don't just like loan them to you until you can pay them off.
Yeah.
I would definitely welcome people wearing accident-prone shirts to accident-prone concerts.
I still have accident prone in my office at work.
You have
No
the
shit.
CD.
The sticker.
Oh, the sticker. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I believe it.
I don't have the CD because the fact that it's media at work. But
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think I might have a little small stockpile of shirts if I can find them. And get you one.
as long as it's not Gildan.
I
God,
don't think
that's
it's Gildan, but this
I
shirt was
I
made in like 2002. So
I just paid $37 to support my friend's Twitch stream, and it was a fucking Gildan T-shirt, and I'm so pissed off. And it's
that's
supposedly a good cause. He gets $5 of it, but $37 for a fucking T-shirt.
Holy shit, that's way too much.
Mhm.
That's like it's like that beer we had last week.
God bless.
This is the shirts on tap that my wife got me.
Yeah.
The first version of this was Gildan, and I returned it and got it. As long as you when it says like like traditional versus soft cotton, just go with the soft cotton. You won't get Gildan.
Yeah. Fuck Gil. Oh. Anyways, I don't want them. I don't want them on our negative side. So
yeah. What if they're looking for like a podcast to sponsor?
Wear whatever. We have 2 podcast T-shirts from this this podcast, and neither one are Gildan. So that's a positive.
Mm-hmm.
I want to try something new, JT. Let's crack the first one, and we'll talk our way through because I definitely have. We're gonna go with Nicklebrook. So we'll slowly drink on this one. We won't drink at our normal pace. I'm curious to try something out.
All right.
So we didn't pre-produce this at all. So let me know. Oh, this is primed. Was yours primed?
Yeah.
Mine was primed. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Okay. I was way early. But I have some beer news that we can talk about.
Let's talk about it.
Budweiser. Ooh, that's going to have a lot to talk about. Nicklebrook. Bud Light. Have you heard about Bud Light Next?
Bud Light Next? No.
It's their new beer. It's going to 0 carbs, 4.5% alcohol.
0 carbs and
0
alcoholic.
carbs and alcoholic.
I haven't heard about it.
Same great Bud Light disappointment. I'm guessing.
Yeah, probably, but it's going to
0
catch
carbs.
On. 0 carbs. Jeez Louise.
0 carbs. I don't know how they did it. I didn't look too much into it because I'm just a podcaster. Number 2, Rivertown. So an OG of the greater Dayton area brewery. So they started up here 9 years ago. They just abruptly shut their doors here 5 days ago. So they're closing down.
Oh.
I never went to their larger facility in Moraine. It's $6 million facility. But they were a production brewer. And as I slowly came into craft beer more since I moved to Ohio, again, they started up in 2013. They were always available. And they were one of the OGs of the ever burgeoning craft beer department at Kroger. Some of their highlights are going to miss are Roebling and Nice Melons, which is a great tart sour. They had a great facility in the one I went to just north of Cincinnati. So that's unfortunate. So, with it being a Dayton and a Dayton OG, I felt like we should cover the closing of Rivertown. Have you had any Rivertown beers?
I think so, but do they distribute to the local establishments?
Yes, they would have.
Then I think so. Probably at least one.
Let me
I feel like I need to look up the logo to really know, because that's what I remember.
It's like half of a ship's wheel.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah. Rivertown Brewery.
And it not to be confused, it's not like Rivertown with an E. I'm trying to. You've had 400. I'm trying to just look at your beers. Rivertown.
Oh boy. Oh.
You've had it. Multiple.
What have I had?
Roebling Vanilla, which is again
that.
And then Jump IPA. And again, those were 4 years ago. So it hasn't been something that's been in our rotation here during the podcast days, but definitely before. And we've never done them on the podcast. So I love having all this technology at my disposal.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think that's I think this is going to be an increasing trend. Not that Rivertown did anything wrong.
Right.
That's the thing. I think there's too many breweries. It's
Oh, you
saturated here, and I think that there will be some closings or some
so
mergers or whatever.
the last time we talked about this, and saturations and like with people that know, so like in the just Dayton, like there was nine brewers. So
Hmm.
Dayton and like what you would consider like, like Trotwood, Kettering, Beaver
Yeah.
Creek, there was 9 brewers. The last, and that was like before we had the one in Beaver Creek.
That was the last time we talked about this topic. There was 9.
There was 9.
Holy shit.
I remember that number.
Like, that's
and
crazy.
and I know we weren't, and I was told multiple times that we weren't at our saturation point.
Yeah.
So like I still haven't been to the
We are.
brewery that is in Beaver Creek, the town that I live in, and
Mhm.
is 3 miles from as the crow flies. I've been invited, and supposedly they have good wares. They opened on a holiday, which is a little foreshadowing for a beer that we're going to be doing. Another our second beer for the day. They also opened on a holiday. They opened on 4th of July, and that's Southern Ohio, and I still haven't been there, but I've heard good
Uh,
things.
yeah. I've had a beer from there. I don't remember what it was. Uh, well, have you seen the Dayton Ale Trail book recently?
Yes,
It's like 23 brewers now.
it's
So
great. Well,
that
like
maybe we're at our saturation point now.
yeah, so like I don't know how far because I think like Mothers is in there and their Springfield.
Mhm.
I don't know. So like I guess we would have to work on it, but I consider like I don't consider, I guess Springfield's a part of but I wouldn't consider that Dayton in my account. So I know there's at least one brewer there. But anyways, it's all,
Yeah.
fuddy duddy
Yeah.
stuff anyways. But like you said, I hope this isn't, and you're assessing, I hope that this isn't the of things to come.
Yeah, I hope not. But there are some brewers that just um aren't innovating, I guess is the word to use.
Right.
They're
And
not
then
standing out.
finally, in the last since I spoke with you, the Chuggalos, I had a 5 beer, which I think is worth highlighting. It's a Toppling Goliath. Their strawberry shortcake.
Oh, that sounds good.
My best friend and his better half drove up to Minneapolis to see me this last weekend, and we went out to eat. And the place we went to had 62 taps. And our last beer of the night, unfortunately, was the best beer of the night. And I was so full from what I ate, I would have just sat there and drank this beer. Strawberry Shortcake it's an absolute home run. It came from Toppling Goliath. They're known more for their IPAs.
What kind of beer
And
was it?
like a sour, like a fruited sour. It's just uh, amazing.
That's
So
excellent.
so far it's my beer of the year, but we're only a month in. So
Wow.
I wouldn't be sad if it ended up being my beer of the year because and they make it as a seltzer too, which yeah, it's just a
Wow.
fruited sour at 5.8%.
Okay.
Amazing. Just
That
worth
sounds amazing.
every penny.
I want to
So
try it. Is it around here? I'm gonna.
I I don't know. I'd have to locate it. So this was at I think it was like a $10 or $11 a pour too, but it was worth every penny, every
Nice.
penny.
Well, it's a 5. It's gonna be worth it.
Exactly. That's a good call. If it's a 5, it's worth it. You'd like 2 levies, worth it at every price, right, JT?
Worth it at every price. I agree. And go to the end of the earth to find it.
Do you have any beer news or current beer
Yeah,
stuff
just real quick, 2 things. Have you heard of Hootapole
Hootapole?
Brewing?
They're an OG of the not craft beer, but they're an OG like more line like Cincinnati OG.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. So they've got the Houday brewery beer for the Super Bowl. I just want to
Yep.
highlight 2 beers for the Super Bowl. Now, I asked Matt before, how did Houday start? I think it's just, so I just don't like hearing it. I don't know that it's dumb. Every team has a dumb thing they do, but
Right.
I just don't like it. And I feel like the Saints have something really, really, really similar, like Who Dat or something like that. And it's the Who They gonna beat the Bengals. That's it. That's how. And you're supposed to. So it's like the OHIO thing. You're supposed to respond no one or something.
Yeah.
But there's also a Joey Juice, which is a way better name than Who Dey. That's by Brewdog. I'm surprised because BrewDog, they just kind of have like an anchor here, but they're a ship from far away. They're not here. They're not headquartered here.
They're so polarizing. Like we should do our research on that. But like BrewDog is either you love them or you hate them because of I don't know their
I'm fine with
massage.
them.
I have no
Oh
clue.
yeah, I forgot about that
Yeah,
story. Yeah.
but
Okay. Well,
so
fine.
it's crazy. But yeah, because BrewDog is Columbus. Yeah.
Yeah. Boy, I forgot about that story. But they have a Joey Juice, which I think is an awesome name for a beer.
That's a
It's for
great
Joe
name.
Burrow. It's a Joe Burrow beer, and that was my only beer news.
I was
Also,
just.
Oh,
Go ahead.
No, please.
Just stems from the old Riverfront days, and so Huda Pole they would call a hootie while advertising the beer, and occasionally you'd hear a hooday, Hudey. So,
all right,
started to catch on in the 80s.
Thanks for clarifying that. I do have a story to tell you though. If you want to talk about the beer and get to the story later,
hit me with the story.
All right,
just a couple guys drinking beer. That's all that matters.
Right. Hall's Corner Store posted on Facebook that they had some 450 North beer, a couple more flavors. So I was like, I had to take the kids out to get my wife some birthday presents. And I was like, all right, we're going to go through Beaver Creek. So let's stop at Hall's. I'll grab some beer. Not even going to talk about how expensive that beer is. You paid a similar price, I'm guessing?
We talked about it last week. I said $30 for a 4-pack.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was. But I saw Pat.
You were in attendance at the podcast when I was talking about this.
I don't remember the price. But I remembered it being high. I remember having this conversation. So I saw Pat, and in my head, in my imagination, as you tell me stories about your trips to Halls, I imagine that Pat and you know each other.
Yeah.
Turns out, I think you know him.
Yep.
But he doesn't know you.
So he knows me as did you say Wisconsin or Michigan guy? Because
I said Wisconsin.
I said
because bandana.
No, I don't wear a bandana out of the house very often.
Oh, you should.
Yeah, no.
I said to him, "Hey, are you Pat?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Oh man, I'm Matt's friend." And he was like, "Who's Matt?" Like, I don't know who that guy is.
Yeah.
I felt like such.
But he was probably nice about it. Like,
he was super nice about it.
He was trying to go.
He was, but I didn't want to say like podcast or anything because I don't know if he knows that. I tried to describe you, and he does know about the podcast.
He does know about the podcast. You just gotta say Matt, the guy from Wisconsin, or Brewing Project Matt.
Because if we would have at least not been awkward for that 1 second, I was gonna see if he wanted to join the podcast, and do it just to talk about his beer selection. But it was so awkward. It was fucking awkward.
I thought you had a relationship with him.
I mean, I've asked him I've made requests and suggestions before, but he doesn't remember me every time I go in there.
Very rarely do I wear the bandana out of the house. Yeah, I'll wear it at other people's houses, but like transiting, no.
Yeah, I should have thought about that.
And a lot of times when I'm going there, I'm going after work or whatever. It's barely ever a destination, like where I just run out and come back. Like it's always en route. So like I'm in a tie more times than not. So that's awesome. I like that. That's a great story.
Yeah, it was awkward. But eventually we'll get. He'll remember me one day.
When I go there later this week, either 1 day or 2 day. So anyways, you buried the lead. Did you gain 450?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
See that, but again, as you alluded to 3 episodes ago, craft beer prices are raising. So that's why last week when I was like, it was $28.99 for a 4-pack, but that's what I'm going to pay at a bar anyways. This, I get the comfort of being able to wear my bandana and drink it at home. So I'm not phased.
But along those lines, we talked about, would I buy it at that price? Had I not had it when you brought it?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
You had I not broke the ice, you wouldn't have bought it.
No. I would have known it was good because I've seen it. And it wasn't $28.99, it was $32.99.
Yeah. Was it peach ring?
No, there was 3 and he let me mix and match.
Did you ask to mix and match?
I didn't ask. I didn't ask. he asked me,
What
what
day
are
did
you
you go?
gonna get? And I was like, I'm deciding on two of these because there was three of them. There's three
Yeah,
450, and I was
because
like,
he
I'm
knows he's
deciding
gonna
on
sell
which
them.
two to buy because this just seems like too much to spend. And he's like, oh well, these two are priced the same, so why don't you just mix and match two cans of each? I was like, oh shit, now I can get both, all of them.
What
What was your
what
question?
what'd you get?
I don't remember. One there's I
It's
can't.
believable. You have street cred that you don't remember.
Yeah, well, there's a marshmallow one
Yep.
that is I think that's like the main feature of it.
Yep.
And that I believe, and I was gonna just
Is it the
leave
Stay
this as a
Puffed?
surprise. No, it's not the Stay Puft. That was onion something from Chicago. That beer was fucking awesome. Um, that was a 5 between Cobra and I back when you were deployed. Uh, there was a marshmallow one, and I'll look them up. And then there was a blueberry one and something else.
Was it Fruity Flakes?
No.
Because that's an
Um,
XXL.
and yeah, there's an XXL, and I actually have one for the podcast next week.
Yeah.
But I was gonna leave that to just not say
That's
anything.
fine.
It's better that
Don't
we
say.
talked
Yeah.
about it.
Don't say anything. That's a great story.
Yeah, yeah. But it was expensive, and I thought I actually thought about not buying it, but when I remembered, okay, I gave it a 4.75, the one you brought,
Yep.
because I know there's something better, and I gave it its own scale and everything. I can't now not try something else.
I like hearing all card. I like hearing that you're starting to spend a little bit more all cards on the table because then you have a little bit more skin in the game.
I've had so much skin in the game since day one. I spend a lot on beer, and I give a lot away.
Oh
That's the
fuck!
spoiler alert. I'll buy beer that I'm trying
I
that's not for the podcast, and if I hate it, I give it away.
I so you give away bad stuff.
Stuff I didn't particularly like, but it's not.
That's
Someone else
that's
might
like
think it's bad.
that's like when we always do food drives at school and
Yeah,
we give away cans of peas
everyone's
and then
bringing their
they're
canned
like
pumpkin.
please bring food, no more cans of peas.
I like peas. No one bring your pumpkin from last
Oh yeah,
Thanksgiving.
expired pumpkin. But that's awesome. Well, foreshadowing. So we've got some
We
450
got
on
some
tap.
foreshadowing.
We got 450 and we got European beer, which is the complete opposite. So it's going to be a good polarization.
European. I didn't say European.
No, from me.
For next week?
Well, whenever I told you I have all those Eastern European beers that Emmanuel.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
That I think he likes hearing about what we think about his beers. Maybe that's why. I didn't put that together until just
Yeah, but
now.
he's giving us the old style.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Like, give us the
that's why we're
craft beer.
well-rounded. That's why
Give
we're
us like the
well-rounded.
Czech craft beer. What is that?
Yeah, I think that's a oxymoron. But let's get to the beer that we've been enjoying. So
we've been enjoying it.
this is fantastic. This is Nicklebrook.
Yep, Nickelback.
Nickelbrook.
That's the only time I'm gonna say it. I knew it was a bad joke. But
It's a good joke. Where do you think?
The fridge this morning, and I said, "Oh, that's Nickelback for sure."
Where do you think Nicklebrook is from, JT?
I didn't see it, so I'm gonna guess. Where's Nickelback from? They're like a Connecticut band or something like that, aren't they? I'm gonna say close Connecticut. Canada.
Yeah, they're a Canadian band. This is a Canadian beer. So this is Nicklebrook, Wicked Awesome. So it's a 6.5% IPA. You can find out more from them. Both websites today omit the www. So this is just nickelbrook.com. And they're from Burlington, Ontario, Canada. So just north of the border. The one takeaway from their website sucks. Ads galore. Pop-ups.
Come on, guys. You're not going to make money on the website.
Not embedded. Pop-ups. And I have pop-up lockers. So it's like just cha-ching. It's like lighting it up. Lots of beer. One of the most diverse brewers that they specialize in everything. So I know that's an oxymoron. Yeah, they're really good, apparently, at a lot of things. So again, this is a 6.5, and it comes in a pint can. They also do pop, which is smart because if you're going to be somebody like JT or Chuggle Orion that brings kids to breweries. That way, you're going to stay there longer because the kids also have something to do while you're getting toned down with the alcohol. They're getting toned up with the caffeine. Another thing, they have a massive emphasis on shipping. So like if you go to their website and you start like throwing stuff into the cart or whatever, it's going to tell you how much it is to ship it to your house, which is awesome. So if like you're a big Nicklebrook fan, because that's something that craft beer is still like, even with COVID, they're ushering in a little bit more. But tell me how much it is to get that amazing product to my house. And for them, it's really easy. And they have to deal with the excise tax because again, you're shipping from Canada to the United States. There is an about us. So like a lot of brewers won't have like, oh, we started, we did this. It's called Better Stories. So when you dig on their website and then they have like 5 or 6 paragraphs about like their thoughts on all of these things, but they interweave like what they are and like their credo or, their core values. The big thing that I took away from reading all that I'm going to distill is they have a 3% IPA, so that drinks like a dippa. So again, the ABV is 3%, which even like the low-cal stuff that I've been a big fan of in 2021, they stick around 4 to 4.5, which is awesome. But this is supposed to be a 3% that drinks like a dippa. I'm tempted to, because that would be, it drinks like, it feels like you're drinking something as opposed to having like a day drinker.
Yeah.
So that was my big takeaway. So that's Nicklebrook, Wicked Awesome, and that was your website rundown.
Great website rundown. I'm upset that it's such a bad website.
It's just so many pop-ups.
Yeah, don't do pop-ups. Come on, that's like so.
Ask me for my age. Like we're taking that. Don't give me a bunch of pop-ups.
Well, the age thing's gotten a lot better. Now they just say, "Are you over 21?" And you just click yes or no. You don't have to pull all those drop downs down. So this is the Can Art Boner segment brought to you by Emmanuel still.
Yep.
I believe
it's going to be his last sponsorship because we have a donation. Like donation for the next beer.
Wicked Awesome IPA Can Art. We'll go with that there. That's got that real tattoo shop vibe to it. Colorful, kind of, you can, it's not realistic or it's not realism or anything. It's just a, what even is it? It's like a cougar or something.
Like a distorted panther.
Yeah, panther.
But like a cougar would make sense for Canada because you're like a mountain lion or something.
Yeah,
but yeah, there's cougars.
Yeah. So that's that. And then there's the font is different per word, which I think is okay for a can. It's also a mystery pack winner, which is interesting. I read about that earlier. And they had released some sort of voting system for a mystery pack. Yeah. But that's it. People's Champ. Here's what I like about this can art, and I like what's not art. I like the down to a science section. That is fucking awesome. They have the malt, hops, yeast, and they have, even on the side, they have some statistics in a very like it's just a smart delivery format for information, like a kind of like a table, but not really. I just like the way that the information's presented on this can more than the can art. The can art doesn't stick out, and Wicked Awesome gives it the what's that movie called? You know what I'm talking about? Matt Damon.
Good Will Hunting.
Good Will Hunting. It's got a real Good Will Hunting feel when you say Wicked Awesome, because
it does.
Because that's in that movie. How you like them apples?
Yeah. Hey, I like the Lynx.
It's not your fault.
Lynx is also the cat that could be. Lynx.
It could be a lynx. Maybe that's the connection. Maybe they want you to come to that conclusion. That would be so, like, that would be so abstract.
That's a jump to conclusions chart there if I've ever seen
Definitely.
one.
So that's Can Bonus segment brought to you by Emmanuel. I like this. I like the presentation of information on this can. I don't particularly care about. It's not that I don't like the can art. I just don't care about it. It means nothing to me. The first thought I had when drinking this beer was, oh yeah, I remember why I like New England so much more than West Coasts. This beer has a richness to it, a rich hop flavor that I don't think you get in a lot of the juicy New Englands. It's got a darker hoppiness to it, a more not darker, but can't say dark when talking about beer. That means something special. It's got a hop density. It's got a concentration. I don't know. But these are Vermont hop. No, that's Vermont yeast. These are Citra Mosaic Simcoe hops. Yeah, most beers that say that their beer has a citrusy undertone because it has Citra hops in it, I never find that. It has a hop undertone to it. But this beer's good. It dries you out more than I think most New Englands do. It doesn't have a wet finish. It doesn't make you salivate. It actually makes you thirstier because it dries you out. It's hoppy, but it's also not overdone. West Coast tends to have that bitterness that amps up the hops, regardless of the alcohol content. Where this is kind of like a light beer with a rich IP with the rich hoppiness to it. I don't really know with all these IPAs in the market. It's hard to say how this is different than any of them. But I think this is different from the New Englands in that it's hoppier. It's not as muted. So it kind of mixes in the standard IPA, not the West Coast, but the standard IPA with the New England hazy. I like it a lot. My first impression was really good. As it warmed up a little bit, I didn't think as highly of it, but I'm at the 4.25 level on this beer. 4.25 rank.
God, I love having my spreadsheet right here, so I
Wicked
can
awesome.
just fill it out right away because I was
Fill
3
it
weeks
out.
behind on my spreadsheet before I did this.
And that's
All right.
Nicklebrook. But you got to rate it.
Yep. Off the top rope, I give this beer also a 4.25. Everything that JT said is, I would have never known that this is a New England. This tastes dry and piney, like I don't get any of the tropical, so it fails in being in New England, and it appeals to what I like. This could fit in, like I would pull this out of a cooler knowing what it is now with like a boatload of like truths and standards. This could fit into being a standard.
Yeah.
I don't get like any of the fruit or anything like that, but when you put Citra and Simcoe, I need a data analyst, if I knew some way to go through my beers and to find a beer that has Simcoe and Citra in it in my list because they're commonly paired together, and find a beer that I gave it below 4. Because I don't think it exists. I just think that's my 10 and 2 hops. I'm like this guy. I'm just dancing. These are my safe spot. Citra, Simcoe. That I just know what I like.
You know what you like, and you give it a high score.
Not in New England, not a hazy in the least. It'd be interesting, I guess, because my first like obvious New England that I had was Boom Sauce. I'd like to try a Boom Sauce
is on a different level though.
Boom Sauce and this together. Just
okay.
Because I haven't had a Boom Sauce in years.
Yeah,
but
me neither.
What I take, because my first Boom Sauce I got was in the parking lot of a restaurant that's no longer open.
Ah, that sucks. Was it the Steak and Lube or whatever it's called?
Quaker Steak and Lube? No, closer. It was Fox and Hound, my friend.
Oh, okay. That's what we're looking for on this podcast. I think that what you just did was you did a callback to a beer.
Yeah.
That is what makes a beer great, is that we talk about Boom Sauce as like the standard of New England IPAs, the one we remember.
Cobra gifted me my first Boom sauces
I love Boom sauce,
in
and I
the
haven't had
parking
it
lot.
in years either. But I
And
remember it, and I remember loving it.
I remember I got an angry comment from loyal Chuggalo Dave last week. I was making a lot of banging noises, I guess. And I was like, oh, that's JT because I sheath all of my beers. And so I tried throwing it on you. So one, I owe you an apology. And he goes,
Oh,
two,
don't worry about it. It's
and he
me.
goes, nope. I watched the video, and he goes, it was you, and you were slamming shit. So again, sorry, Chuggalo Dave. I sheath all of my beers, so I was thinking about it when I aggressively put a beer down. It was sheath though. So again, we try. That's why I put the bar mats out for all the guys.
Yeah.
I always have been to kind of eliminate, but even I fuck up at least 7 times an episode. So I was just pointed out to me in my last fuck up. So again, sorry, Chuggalo Dave. We don't edit this, but we do care about stuff like that, and we thank you for the feedback.
Yep, we do care about quality. All right, we got another beer to do.
We got another beer. So this one came as a gift. So a couple things happened. I upgraded since the last time we did a Skype episode. I upgraded the webcam, so I'm coming to you in unneeded 1080p. The number 2 is Chuggalo Stev and I just met at my fridge, and then we started exchanging beers. And so this is one that we gifted each other for like Christmas because it was my Christmas party. And I was like, last week at the conclusion of the podcast, JT goes, I won't be able to be there because I got to be the boss. So I was like, oh, what do I have 2 of that we haven't had? And that, because I have a lot of singles that I want to burn through. So anyways, more about that later. This is Crooked Handle, the machine. So this is probably from our favorite place that we've ever done an on-site podcast for, favorite brewer. So let's go with the crack. Oh, this is prepped.
Oh, man, mine's barely prepped. Hold on, I got to get in there.
3, 2, 1.
Oh man,
excellent.
That was tough. That hurt.
So I didn't know what this was. So because I'd been drinking at that point before the party, and we were exchanging beers or whatever, and Steph goes, just give this one. And I didn't know what it was. I thought it was just
shit.
I thought it was a Big Dippa. So when I got back from this weekend, and I'd already given this to JT, I was like, well, I got to do my due diligence on Crooked Handle. So this is a barrel-aged Russian Imperial coming in at 11%. So good thing both of us are home. We don't have anywhere to go. You can find out more from Crooked Handle at, again, knock off the www, go to crookedhandle.com. They started in 2008. This is a love story. We love Jason. We love everything that they do at Crooked Handle. Please, please, please go to Crooked Handle. Yeah. I know we always make the joke about talking about food. Their beer is amazing. Yeah. Their food follows along in what their beer does.
Best wings in Ohio, I'm convinced.
Best wings in Ohio. Again, we make the joke like, when you first talk about a brewery and you talk about their food, it says, no, their beer is amazing and their food is amazing too. Yeah. So they opened, as I was alluded to, they opened on a holiday. They ambitiously opened on Christmas 2015. So they're entering their 7th year or 6th year plus of operation because it's 2022. We did them on episode 76. That was the best episode because I was deployed. JT and Cobra went there. They had at least 14 beers. The quality
of a flight.
The quality of conversation went up. Yeah. The comprehension of that quality conversation went down.
Yeah.
Episode 108, one of my favorite episodes of ever. It was the fall of 2020. Jason opened up to us, and we were able to sample beer with him. And loyal fans will know that's the deepest voice that will ever be on this podcast. And we also just did them episode 141. So we're episode 172. So back 141, we did the Wee Bit O' Trouble barrel aged, and that was May of last year. So, gosh, But anyways, Crooked Handle. I haven't had anything of this beer yet because I'm telling you, if you can't tell, we gush about these guys. We love Jason. We love the team. Stev was a chef there for a long time. Amazing stuff. So JT, you carry story. Let me.
Yeah.
I'm going by your reaction. I'm trying not to be like influenced.
Yeah. It's a drinker, that's for sure. You drink this beer. Don't eat it. Although you might be tempted to eat it.
Holy shit.
Yeah. You might also be tempted to burn it as fuel. This is a Can Art Boner segment brought to you by Emmanuel.
No, Stev.
Stev got us. Oh, okay. I guess I didn't hear that. That's crazy.
No. So Stev and I were downstairs and we were exchanging beers for so he gave me some, I gave him some. And I don't think it was his intention to do it on the podcast, but I think he's going to be delightfully surprised.
Oh yeah. So this is a Can Art Boner sponsored by Stev. Unfortunately, this doesn't have a whole lot to talk about. I don't think there are times we cover the logo. Yeah. But most of the time we try to cover the art around the logo, but this can is all logo. And I appreciate that. That's actually how Alematic does their cans too.
Right.
They do all logo and then throw a sticker, or they have like a marker they write on what the beer is.
JT, can I stop you? Have you ever had a Crooked Handle beer out of a can?
I haven't. I actually said that to my wife yesterday. I said, have you ever seen a Crooked Handle can? And neither of us
big stuff.
Yes, this is huge. So are they distributing now? Are they thinking about it? It's got the Ohio labels. It's got what should be a UPC code.
Yep.
So they're gonna sell this shit.
So I'm guessing they're slowly getting there. They're opening up their second location, which is awesome. You can learn more about that, which is Piqua, which is to the north.
Terrible.
Which is good because it's smart for them though, because
it's
between Dayton and Cincinnati it's a murderer's row of stuff. Go north, son. Everything that we've had from them has been bottled or at the brewery. So it's nice. This is a step in an amazing direction, and the such vision. Like again, this is an ode to whatever they all that they do. I just wish they were closer to my house. It's a selfish thing.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that you don't want to cannibalize your own store.
Yep.
But I would love for you to open up right next door to Eudora, and I can go there while everyone else freaks out about the, cabbage tacos or whatever the fuck they're serving at Eudora. Because it'd be close. It's right down the street from my house.
Well, we don't bowl against them anymore, so.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot all about that. I had actually forgotten about that.
Let's when we do, and we'll talk about it. We'll make that a topic during our a drink along, a real drink along. So we're going to talk about that after this beer, though.
Okay. All right. Can art. I was on the can art. It's the logo. We know about Crooked Handle. If you don't, go back to episode 105. You say
108.
108. We asked about the Crooked Handle moniker. This is the machine. This is the can art right here, because that's what you're going to get. That's unique. It has a bear, which is cool. A bear with a baseball cap on. See if you can get that. There you go. Yeah, kind of. And as far as I know, the only machine I'm aware of, there are two machines. Is the comedian and industrial communism or something like that. I'm not sure. It's not political. It's just what I've heard called the machine. And the big red machine. Who's that? The Reds from the 70s, right?
Please, Kane.
Kane's the big red machine. What am I thinking? What was the 70s Reds? They were the big red something. They were the big red chewing gum. But that's a big red machine. This is the machine. And barrel aged Reese. Russian Imperial Stout. Yeah, duh. All right, that's the can of bonus.
They were
This
also
time,
the Big Red Machine, but
I got it right. And
so
wrong
you're
at the same
vindicated.
time. Who was Kane before he was Kane?
Isaac Yankem.
Isaac Yankem, that's right.
Okay, then ask me who he was before Isaac Yankem.
Who was he before that?
Unabomber.
No way. That was his wrestling name?
Yeah.
Could do that today.
Nope.
It's insensitive.
Anyways, we can't talk about wrestling because
no, we're not going to.
We're not a wrestling podcast.
We're not a wrestling podcast. That's it. Can bonus segment brought to you by Stev. Thanks, Stev. I've been meaning to reach out to Stev since I'm not sick anymore. This beer is like drinking hard liquor. It is. We talk a lot on this podcast when we drink a really strong beer. We talk about how it's hidden, and this beer doesn't hide shit.
Nope.
It is like boozy. It's through the nose. It's like everything that, like your first tequila hangover, where you're like, I'm never drinking tequila again. This has all those qualities. I'm not saying it's a bad beer. I'm just saying that it's a little much for a beer. I think that there's an audience for this beer, and they're masochists. Is that the people who like to torture themselves?
I knew that's where you were going.
I don't think this beer has a quality. You can taste that there's like a good brewing quality in this beer. Behind all that shit, it's there. There's a good stout in here somewhere, but it's not. Personally, I don't think that this is worth the pain. It's not worth the taste of the front end to get to the back end of the taste, because Crooked Handle has the stoutness of this beer. They have it in other beers. You can get that quality in different beers. I don't like all that booziness. It's too much for me. I'll still finish the beer, but I would not probably order this again if I was drinking live in person. I'm giving this beer, there's quality there. You can taste it, but I don't like the beer. 3.25.
Awesome.
3.25. If it was all the stout but none of the alcohol, man, winner.
JT and I agree on this doesn't hide the booze at all. For a RIS, Russian Imperial Stout, I'm often considering like other Russian Imperials. So a Russian to me is the Soviet. You know, the hammer is as hard as the sickle that crosses it. This isn't going to have this isn't going to have adjuncts in it. It's not going to be like a cherry Russian. This is going to be the flavor profile that carries this beer through, and that makes me give it a higher score than JT off the top rope, a 4.0. It's buttery. It's savory. This beer is challenging after a couple of IPAs or whatever, but this is a one-off. This is a sipper. Like if I'm going to like sit here and do like content or whatever, like if JT and I like real life or whatever, we could sit here and have a couple of these and have a 3 or 4 hour long conversation. This would be challenging to have like on a night out with the boys, but like just sitting back and like, you know, watching a fire or something like that. This could replace, this is the bridge that is between having a glass of bourbon on the rocks or neat and having an IPA. Like you want to sit there and have something that's contemplative, something that's complex and buttery or whatever. This is your beer. I enjoy the shit out of this beer. I like that they took a risk. It takes a while to develop like these profiles. It's insane. Like I said, it's insanely buttery, and that satiation and that saltiness and that butter gets me off. Again, off the top rope, 4.0. It tastes a lot bigger than an 11%, though.
It really does.
You could tell me
a
this is a
sipper.
15 and I would believe you.
Yeah, a beer to sip is what this beer should be described as. The name of this beer should be called Sipper or something. Because yeah, it would be good to just pour in a cocktail glass and sip on it.
I just sent Stev a message and I go, "Hey, we're doing the machine right now," and I showed him the setup, and he goes, "Some real beautiful men in this photo." But I zoomed in on JT's face.
Stev is in a phrase.
My camera keeps focusing.
So complimentary all the time.
All the time. The nicest
all the time.
The nicest 20-something, the nicest person. He's a throwback in his peer group.
Yeah. Stev, I hope and I believe he will succeed beyond the path set forth for people of his ilk, which is not meant to be taken as a negative. Just like as his everyone requires a degree, or they require these certain trainings or certifications.
Yeah.
Stev is going to climb the ladder because of who Stev is. That's what I'm going to say. Not because he's got some paper to shake around. Stev's a good guy. He's always complimentary. And I wonder what his thoughts are on this beer, because this beer is strong, but he likes these dark beers.
I haven't cheated, and he gave it to me, and he prompted me. He goes, "Just let me know what you think." So it'll be on a podcast, but JT, we need to get to Super Bowl thoughts, and we have a cliffhanger here on the end. So I have 2 questions.
All right.
Super Bowl thoughts. Will it be heads or tails? I'm going to document, and we're going to cover this.
Yeah, that's right.
Will the coin flip be heads or tails? I will take the opposite of whatever you say.
Mm-hmm. I'm always tails.
And let's put always tails.
I am always tails, and I lose often.
Can we put a quality 6-pack or 4-pack of beer on this bet? Can we make a bet right now?
Yeah. What's quality to you?
You'll know what quality is when you see it. So you're putting tails.
You're right.
I will take the opposite. So I am taking heads.
You're taking heads. It'll be heads.
That will be presented next week.
Okay.
On camera. No pre-production. Okay, final score.
Score.
We'll do it. We'll do it the same way that I did it. I'm not going to be influenced. I don't have it written down. But
what do you mean we'll do it the same way you did it? What is that?
Back when we were in the building and we did the quarter bets, like I would.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Here's what I think. I think I'm going to talk it out because I haven't thought about the final score. I think the Rams defense is their strong point. I think Matthew Stafford is Jay Cutler. So I think the Rams are going to score. So is this like a closest situation? How do we do this? Are we doing closest sum, closest per team?
Closest sum, but you have to have the correct winner.
I'm going 19 Rams.
19 Rams.
21 Bengals.
Okay, so we're going to be complete opposite, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, that's what I'm going with. That's my answer.
So I'm going to be Rams 28.
28.
Cincinnati 22, and I'm going to have to write that down.
That's a good game, though. So we both have good quality games.
My only allegiance to this game is I hope that it's a good game for the Bengals fans. I really do, but I think Matt Stafford, it's just been a consummate good guy, and he got sucked into Detroit. What should have happened to Barry Sanders? What should have happened to Calvin Johnson?
Yeah, right.
Could have been an all-time good guy.
I can agree with that.
I don't think he's a Jay Cutler. I don't think he's a diabetic quarterback.
No, he's Jay Cutler. Matt Stafford and Jay Cutler are the same person.
False.
The same person.
False.
They played, even when the Bears played the Lions, it was the same guy. Same guy. Jay Cutler was the victim. He was a victim. You didn't say it.
Matt Stafford is a victim.
They're both victims.
No.
And they're both elite quarterbacks. Jay Cutler could have been so much better. if he was not on the Chicago Bears.
Yeah, and
The
he
Chicago
started
Bears,
his career within a winning franchise.
yeah, and he had like 4,000 something passing yards his
Yeah.
rookie season. Like
Matt
Jay Cutler was
Stafford
good, and then he went to the
Matt
Bears.
Stafford didn't start with a winning franchise. He had to show durability throughout having no line.
Jay Cutler didn't have a line. I'm telling you, they're the same guy.
In Denver, he did.
Jay Cutler had like 10. He was sacked 10 times a game. If that dude was protected, the Bears probably win a lot more games. The Bears suck. Their coaches suck. Their fucking GMs suck. Their owners suck. Everything about the Bears sucks, except for the fact that I like the Bears.
I am focusing on where they started. Where did Jay Cutler start?
Why are you focusing on that? He was barely there.
Barely
I'm talking
there.
about like Bears Jay Cutler and Lions Matt Stafford. They're the same guy. They're the same guy. Their numbers are similar. Their flaws are similar. Their strengths are similar.
Interesting.
Jay Cutler got a bad rap. I'm just gonna say it. I think Jay Cutler is a great guy. I think
he's a great guy. Smoking Jay Cutler.
I think that people would really like him if he wasn't on the Chicago Bears. He'd be like fucking Eli Manning right now, talking about Monday Night Football. But everyone hates him.
That's the only reason that guy gets into the Hall of Fame, but that's a different podcast.
Who, Eli?
Because he prevented Tom Brady from getting another 2 rings.
Yeah, crazy.
It's going to be the only reason. It's not his numbers.
Eli Manning. Oh my God.
So I have the bets. So the overall game, we have opposite teams winning, which is fine, but the heads and tails. So we have a quality.
We have a good bet. We actually have a score bet. We have a coin flip bet. We also have a winner bet, which is a third hidden bet there. We each have.
Well, yeah, no. The only thing we're betting on right now is the coin flip.
Oh, okay.
Everything
like
else
is just dog. Can you hear that? It's like
my name is dog.
My neighbor's dog.
Oh yeah, no.
It's like going fucking insane right now.
Anyway. So, we alluded to it. Even though we started early. In the near future, because we have just enough subscribers, we're gonna do a actual live drink along on YouTube.
Now, do not unsubscribe.
Please do not,
because the amount of subscribers you need
that's what determines it.
We have.
It's going to be a time that appeals to most people. It's not going to be when we record the podcast on Tuesday afternoons. No. It will be like a Friday or Saturday. It'll be later in the day. We can try once we pump it up. We got some vacations, but it's going to be soon. It's going to be in the next 2 months. We haven't planned a date or anything yet. It's going to be like this, except you're live and interacting. There's a little bit of a delay. I'm willing to send out a couple of cash dollars because I've seen other people do it with the same style that we want to do it. I think it's going to be awesome. I look forward to it because I know that it can happen now. I've seen other people do it.
You'll be on camera. There won't be a delay, as far as I know.
No, it's like questions coming in.
The chat will have a delay.
Just a little bit of a delay.
If you'll be on camera and speak your questions, it'll be real time.
Yeah, it'll be like the last one we tried to do, but it'll be actually real time. And then we'll take it 2-3 hours like we did like the last one.
Oh hell yeah! Fuck Facebook Live. Let's go YouTube Live. Now that we have enough subscribers, don't unsubscribe.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that idea.
And keep sharing the good news.
Keep sharing it. We're growing.
Emmanuel, provided me with a little oomph. He suggested, and I'll throw that out there. Emmanuel suggested that we throw the breweries that we're doing into the title. I go, that's a tough way to do the title because it elongates the title. I like doing something funny from the podcast, but I like that people are invested that want to see us keep going.
Yeah, we tag the breweries.
Yeah, we tag the breweries for sure.
They get the notification and their followers see it. Interesting.
Your suggestions show that you guys care, and that's all that matters. There's no bad suggestions.
I think that we need to open up more in the Eastern Europe region. We need to get a dubber to translate this into an Eastern European
Godzilla.
Godzilla.
Oh my God!
That's a different part of the world. As a
Okay.
geographer, you know that.
Yeah.
We're gonna put this podcast out in.
I'm going where the population is.
And Ukrainian.
Slovakian, yep, and Ukrainian.
Slovakian is not.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know the languages. Name all the languages. Go.
The land of Pilsner with Czech, but that's a good one. Sorry, Stacy.
All right. I think we're at our mark. I'm gonna tease this game again. I have a game.
We just have so much buildup always.
This is like the Matt Damon on Jimmy Kimmel thing.
I love that shtick. I love it.
Yeah, it's a good shtick.
If you're a fan, you like the elongated shticks, and that's what she said.
That's true. If you can get your hands on this crooked handle, it's liquidy. I mean liquory, and that's it. That's all I have to say.
I just think I like doing the Skype episode. I think there's value in adding these to our repertoire, and I look forward
these Skype episodes
so much to the drink along that we're gonna do on YouTube.
If your name is Pat and you own a store, come on in. We'll give you the link, and if you're not, then we'll give you the link.
I'll make him a personal flyer. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll get him on. We'll get the Brewers on, not the Milwaukee ones, but the rest of them. That's it. That's episode 172.
172.
A lot of fucking episodes.
Bye.
See ya.